Good afternoon. Welcome to another sip and chat video. And welcome if you are new here. My name's Dee. I live and run a wellbeing studio here in Canberra. And my channel, I guess, is just all about well-being, lifestyle, my passion for aromatherapy, and I guess just helping you to lead a calmer, more peaceful life so that you are then able to achieve all the things that you want to in your life and career, and yeah, just in every aspect really, because I believe that everything kind of flows from that state of calm that you can create within you. So yeah, if that is something that you are interested in, please consider subscribing and like this video as well. All of those things help my channel to grow, and yeah, I'm really focusing at the moment on growing a beautiful kind of connected community here on YouTube. So yeah, thanks for being here today. So these sip and chats are just all about, just having a little catch up, talking about what's been happening in my business behind the scenes, and what's been happening in my life, what I'm doing for my health and well-being, and what I'm reading, and anything else really that just pops up or comes to mind as we chat. So grab a coffee or a tea or a wine, whatever you would like, and yeah, let's catch up. Coffee cheers. So I thought I've just got some notes here that I'm looking at just so I don't forget to mention the things that I want to mention. But let's talk about the Wellbeing Studio first. So I'm really, at the moment, I've got a big project of, I've written down here, elevating my products, like bringing everything back together under the Ma Organics branding. So a while ago I changed some of my branding to Deanne Emily, and which is all nice and lovely, and I was happy with it, but my skincare still stayed under the Ma Organics branding, and that is kind of not exactly where it all began, but where I guess my product formulating and stuff like that, where I really started to focus on that. It was all under Ma Organics. And yeah, I guess that is just what my brand is all about. I feel like that name encompasses all of that really beautifully. And I was speaking to a friend's daughter at the beginning of May when we were there at their place, and she said something to me that just really clicked, and that was, Ma Organics is a beautiful name, it's a beautiful brand, and it tells people what you are, what you're doing. I mean, it doesn't exactly say skincare, but it gives that vibe of like earthy, natural products. So yeah, I've just decided to bring everything back under Ma Organics, and that feels just really beautiful and lovely. So, and right. And so I have been redesigning all the labels, which is just a huge, huge job. I've more or less done that, and I've just sent a email to the printers the other day actually, to get a quote for all those labels. And I'm just in the process of reformulating a couple of products, because there are some essential oils in particular that are a little bit harder to get, a little bit more expensive to get when they are available since the pandemic. So yeah, just reformulating a couple of things, and working on a couple of new products. So that is all sort of starting to come together behind the scenes. So I'm hoping to, by the end of this month, so it's June the 13th at the moment, so I'm hoping to have all of that kind of more or less ready to go by the end of the month, although that's only kind of 2 and a bit weeks away. So it sounds, I might not get it all done by the end of June, but yeah, I just want to go into the new financial year feeling fresh and inspired and motivated and ready for kind of almost like this next chapter of my business. I really want to get my products out there. I want to start wholesaling them. Yeah, I want to do big things, and I think I'm just starting to get that spark back that I lost over the last 3 years, and so that is really, really super exciting. So that's really all I can tell you at the moment. I'm just here just kind of waiting for everything to come together, and then I guess when all of that happens, I have to photograph everything and start creating some content around all of that. But yeah, so that is all coming. And apart from that, in my business, I've just launched the new winter signature treatment, so that's really lovely. That's up on my website. And yeah, that's kind of that's it. That's enough, isn't it? Yeah, so that's what I've been doing work-wise, as well as just, you know, all the normal kind of stuff, weekly, daily, monthly stuff that I do for my business. So yeah, that has been a lot, but also been very enjoyable and very exciting. So yeah, that is the Wellbeing Studio in a nutshell. If you've got any questions about my products or aromatherapy or anything like that, pop them in the comments, because yeah, I would love to help you in any way I can. So with my health and well-being, I think I chatted about this. So the last time I did one of these sip and chats was April. So we didn't do one in May, but yeah, so I can't remember exactly where I was at then. I think I was starting to feel a lot better. I think I already told you that I'd been seeing a naturopath, my very good friend Catherine from iNaturally. And yeah, so all of that has been helping. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm making sure I get out in nature more. Yeah, I guess I'm just having more good days than bad days. I had a really anxious, really anxious day the other day. But yeah, overall, I'm feeling a lot better, which is just so good. So good. I think, you know, with winter, I am not a winter gal at all. You can see I've got my scarf on, I've got the heater on here. I've only just not got a jacket on because it just looks better for the video. But I've got a big, nice, warm fleece that you probably would have seen me wearing in some of my vlogs. But yeah, I'm not a winter gal, and I do find it hard to cope with the really cold weather. So I'm just making sure that I get out in nature. I know it sounds kind of bizarre, but just because being in nature I find so calming and healing, and yeah, just resets my brain, my mind, my body, my soul. I do in winter find that if I make sure I get out in nature, and I think it's also too just moving, like getting some exercise, because I'm not really a sit still sort of person either. That is not good for my mental health. So yeah, I just need to make sure this winter that I do get out in nature, and yeah, just do all those good things that help me through winter, like using nice warming essential oils and making sure I eat properly, yeah, and just move my body as well. So that's kind of what I'm doing in that area of things. I think too, just the overall thing of feeling better, I've kind of got back into reading again. I'm not reading quite as much because I am trying to go to bed earlier and get good quality sleep, but yeah, everything is kind of going really well in terms of that. I'm just kind of really focusing on gratitude and just really appreciating the things that I have in my life and the things that I'm able to do, realizing how lucky I am to still have my business, to have, you know, people around me that I guess are on the same wavelength and that I can talk to. Yeah, so yeah, just practicing gratitude is a big thing for me. I've got here gratitude as a whole little section on itself. So yeah, I'm just really grateful for people watching, you watching my videos, for the new subscribers I've got, for the people, yeah, just, and the people just in my actual personal life as well, my friends and my family. Yeah, just really super grateful for those things. Yeah, and I've been also too just treating myself to a couple of things lately. I kind of went and got myself an early birthday present. I was going to just go and lay by something at my favourite little shop in Kingston called Honeysuckle and Lace. I think in one of my vlogs I showed you what I bought, but yeah, so I ended up getting two things, which is very extravagant. But yeah, I think sometimes it's important just to kind of look after yourself a little bit too. So yeah, I've treated myself to a couple of items of clothing, and I got a new pair of boots that were on a super good sale this week as well. So yeah, just kind of doing those little things for yourself, I think, help a lot. And they also kind of show your self-gratitude as well. So I think that's kind of important for our overall health and well-being. So yeah, that is kind of, I guess, where I'm at with myself, with work. Yeah, so I thought I would also share with you what I have been reading. And I'm just going to go and grab a book, so just hang ten. Okay, back. So this is what I've been reading since my last sip and chat. So kind of seems like a lot, but I've actually been reading a bit less. Like this is what I've read since April, I guess. So I've read The Thursday Murder Club, by Richard Osman, which was really good. That's always just a nice, easy, fun sort of read. His books are great. I read The American Roommate Experiment by Eleanor Amas. I think that's how you say her name. I didn't love this. I think maybe I'm the wrong age group for it. I don't know, it's just a bit slow. I almost DNF'd it, but I read it, I finished it. But yeah, I was ready to finish it by the end. So the next one I read was Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak. And I enjoyed that. That was good. And then I read The Younger Wife by Sally Hepworth, which I also enjoyed. I read My Darling Daughter by J.P. Delaney. That was good as well. I read The Mysterious Case of the Alperton Angels by Janice Hallett. I enjoyed this, but I was ready for it to finish. I think it was just a bit too long. And then I read The Favour by Nikki French, which I also enjoyed. It's funny, you know, I haven't read that many books this year that I love. Like, I read a beautiful book by my friend Emma Gray. That's probably my favourite book of the year so far. Yeah, like, there are books that I enjoy, but sometimes, yeah, just nothing that I've really loved lately, like, you know. But I did enjoy all of those books, and I'm currently reading something a little bit different. It is called The 10,000 Doors of January. I just thought I'd, yeah, just read something a bit different. I'll read the back for you. I'm only a little way into it, like I'm up to page 35. It says, according to January Scala, there's only one way to run away from your own story, and that's to sneak into someone else's. In a sprawling mansion filled with peculiar treasures, January Scala is a curiosity herself. As the ward of the wealthy Mr. Locke, she feels little different from the artefacts that decorate the halls, carefully maintained, largely ignored, and utterly out of place. Then she stumbles across a strange book, a book that carries the scent of other worlds and tells a tale of secret doors of love, adventure, and danger. Each page reveals more impossible truths about the world, and January discovers a story increasingly entwined with her own. I thought that sounded fun and something a little bit different. I don't know if that's classed as fantasy or not, but I just kind of wanted to read something a little bit different. And yeah, I have seen this I've looked at it a few times. I thought, well, I'm going to get that from the library, so I got that. And then I also have this one, Search History by Amy Taylor. I think this might be her first book, and it just sounded like a fun read as well. So it says, what happened to her? I stared at my screen and took a step across an imaginary line, the line that separates those who can let it go from those who can't. After fleeing to Melbourne in the wake of a breakup, all Anna has to show for herself is an unfulfilling job at an overly enthusiastic tech startup and one particularly questionable dating app experience. Then she meets Evan, charming, kind, and financially responsible. Evan is a complete aberration from her usual type, and Anna feels like she has finally awoken from a long dating nightmare. As much as she tries to let their burgeoning relationship unfold in real life, Anna can't resist the urge to find Evan online. When she discovers that his previous girlfriend Emily died unexpectedly in a hit-and-run less than a year ago, Anna begins to worry she's living in the shadow of his lost love. Soon she's obsessively comparing herself to Emily, trawling through her dormant social media accounts in the hope of understanding her better. Online, Evan and Emily's life together looked perfect, but just how perfect was it? And why won't he talk about it? I thought that felt like a nice, easy, good read. And then I am also reading Bittersweet by Susan Cain. Now, I talked about this book. I think I've talked about it in a couple of my sip and chats actually. And one of you, and I don't know who, but one of you must have sent me this because I received an Amazon package. And I'm like, I said, Andrew, did you send me this? Like, And he's like, no, I didn't. And I haven't talked to anybody else about it except Andrew and you guys. So thank you to whoever sent me this. I think I mentioned that it was on my TBR and it just sounded like a really interesting read. And what I have been doing is just, I don't know if you can see that, but just, I've only read a few chapters, just annotating bits. And I thought I would, not today, but in a separate video, just share a little like reading vlog just on my thoughts about this book, because it's super interesting. Yeah, just really just talks about sorrow and longing, and I guess the place that they have in our lives. And yeah, it's just yeah, just really super interesting. So I will share more about that. I'm just going to slowly read that, like a chapter or every night or something like that. Maybe not even a chapter every night because they're quite long chapters. But yeah, and then I will create a little video sharing my thoughts on that. Yeah, so that is it. That is books. I also really want to get Atlas of the Heart by Brené Brown. I think that would be another really interesting book to share with you guys as well. And then another book I came across, I read an article about this book which you might be interested in too. It is called 52 Ways to Walk, The Surprising Science of Walking for Wellness and Joy, 1 Week at a Time, by Annabelle Streets. And just because I love walking and I love being in nature, this just really called my name. And I think it's only like a little book. It says, I'll tell you what it's about just so you know. It says, walking strengthens our bodies, calms our minds and lifts our spirits, but it does so much more than this. Our vision, hearing, respiration, sleep, cognition, memory, blood pressure, sense of smell and balance, to name a few, are all enhanced by how we walk. For instance, walking in cold weather burns extra fat and builds more muscle. Walking alone strengthens our memories. Walking in woodland helps us sleep. And there's nothing more restorative than a romantic night hike. So yeah, it goes on, the explanation's quite long, but yeah, I just think I would absolutely love that book. And I think there's just like 52 little kind of tiny chapters based around kind of all those things that I just mentioned. So yeah, that would be another interesting one to share with you guys too. So yeah, stay tuned. I will get those soon and read those once I've read Bittersweet. I think that is it. My coffee is probably cold, because once I start talking, that is it. But yeah, maybe let me know what is on your TBR. I would love to know. I'm always looking for new books. And yeah, as I think I've said to you before, mostly I borrow my books from the library at the moment. But yeah, some more sort of, I guess, non-fiction books I still buy. So yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for catching up with me. I hope you are all well, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye.